Hey guys, it's Bianca. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make this video because for the last month since my termination for Walmart, some things have been bothering me and I just wanted to address them. First, the rumors in Pottsville saying I'm talking bad about the company. That is not true. Somebody I know from there called me and was saying that I was talking bad about Walmart. I love Walmart and I would love to drive for them again, but that's never gonna happen. I am going to have to figure some things out. Also, about my video about my termination and explaining what happened, I've gotten a couple comments saying that it sounded like I wasn't telling the full story. Everything that I said in that video was true, and that is the entire full story. I couldn't give out certain information for legal reasons, and I am probably never going to talk about them. I've never had a criminal record. I've never stolen anything in my life, and I am basically a law-abiding citizen. It bothers me when people do certain things. I'm not going to put myself in that situation to have something like that happen again. It is my goal and my life mission to be able to be there for my daughter and take care of her, and to become successful in what I want to do with my future. The other thing is that I know I did not make another video driving with US Xpress. I quit after a month. The reason being, the biggest thing was I was being disrespected, and I don't take any form of disrespect. The things that my driving manager said to me really just pushed it over the edge for me to quit. Not only was I only making $400 a week, if that, max, half the time I spent about 14 to 20 hours just waiting on a load, and I am not going to waste my entire 14-hour clock and then only drive 40 miles in one day for one load. I never got a good paycheck. I never got a paycheck over $400. The zip code to zip code pay was, it just wasn't working. They wanted me to do 500% more work for basically no pay. I thought that I was going to be able to dig myself out of this financial hole that I'm in, catch up on some bills, but that was not the case. I can't live on $400 a week. I know some people would say, well, you need to budget better, but at the end of the day, like $400 a week was $1,600 a month. The cost of living has risen. I knew that I chose a bad company to start with when I started with US Xpress. I was just trying to have a job to make money and pay bills at that time. I never knew that it was going to be as bad as it was. Now I am with Crete. I had orientation on the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. That went pretty well. I'm probably going to make a video about what orientation was like. I went to Lenoir City, Tennessee. I like to give myself time before I can actually tell people how my paycheck is and if it works out. I have high hopes for this company because orientation, with everything good that they were speaking about at orientation, then I'm going to see whether or not that's true. And I'm really hoping that it's true, because within 2 months I should be able to dig myself out of this hole that I was unfortunately put in by somebody else. I've pretty much lost all confidence being terminated from Walmart, and then going through the things that I went through at US Xpress. That really lowered my confidence. The rules kept changing. Like every day the rules changed. For example, my driving manager said that if I needed to be home, let's say Monday, and it was Saturday, I needed to put in that home time to be home on Monday. Future Bianca here. I really wasn't making any sense, but what I meant was if I wanted to be home on Monday and it was like Saturday, I would have to put in at home time on Saturday to be home on Monday. The weekend crew really messed me up. The last week that I was there, I was supposed to be home Sunday and Monday. Some things did not work out. They did not have a load for me to get anywhere, and I was stuck in Kentucky, and I live in Cocoa, Florida. So I was stuck in Kentucky. I spoke to a dispatcher, and she spoke to a planner, and they told me that I could be off on Sunday, Monday, and on Tuesday. I got confirmation from that, and when I spoke to my driving manager on Monday, she was saying that she didn't approve my home time and this, that, and the other. But the planning people already approved my home time, and I kept telling her that, and she was being very rude and very disrespectful. After that, I don't know, I just had my last straw. The equipment sucked. The truck had damage on it when I got it. As long as the lights and the tires were legal, they just wanted you to go out. Any other issues, they wanted you to wait until your next oil change, whenever that would be. The week before I quit, I was supposed to be home on Monday, and I told my driving manager that I wasn't going to be able to accept the load that they gave me because I was not going to be able to make it home. She didn't like that. What ended up happening was I did not make it home on my approved home time. It took me about 1.5 to 2 days to actually get home. I needed to take care of some stuff because I was losing my apartment, and I really needed to move my stuff out of the apartment. I was able to get a really cheap storage unit to put some of my stuff in there. That was stressful. And as well as the doctor's appointment I had on, I believe it was on a Wednesday or a Thursday. My driving manager let me have that time off, and I was supposed to start at 2100, which is 9 o'clock. She gave me a load that had to be picked up before 4. And my doctor's appointment was around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. My appointment was between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. It took a while to get out of that doctor's appointment. And where I had to go pick up this trailer, which I'm going to be talking about next, it was about an hour away. Then when my tire was messed up, I was even more late. So by the time I got back home, I got to my empty, which was at a Lowe's distribution center. My empty had a flat tire. I had to wait about 3.5 hours for somebody to come and change the tire on the trailer because I could not go anywhere with it being flat. And when he got there, he said they gave me a wrong ETA. He was 3 hours out. I was really tired at the time of recording this video last night. So when I got the ETA confirmation from US Xpress, I had to call my driving manager to let her know what time they were supposed to be coming. During this time, I remembered that the place that I was going to closes at like between 4 and 5. I called her and I asked her what she wanted me to do, and she told me that I should have left home earlier. The problem with that was 2 days prior and even the day of, she asked me when I was expecting to leave out. I wanted to leave at 2100, which is 9 o'clock, so I could have a place to park because the truck stops and rest areas get full between like 4 and 5, and then it just gets crowded from there. She told me I should have left earlier, and she knew that I had a doctor's appointment, so there's no way I can leave home early when my doctor's appointment is between 11 and 12 and then wait at the doctor's office, because you know some doctor's offices you're just there forever. After waiting 3.5 hours, I really can't remember what time it was, but the guy came, he changed my tire, and I was ready to go after that. My driving manager, she was just being very rude and disrespectful on the phone. So that's when I just decided to go back to Jacksonville and return the truck. I called that night. Another lady answered the phone, and I told her that I was going to return the truck and whatnot, and she wanted me to call my driving manager in the morning. So when my driving manager called me and left me a voice message, I was not going to call her back because I wasn't about to be disrespected and everything again. Getting ready to leave, she called and I answered, and she was trying so hard to keep me at this company or at US Xpress and saying, that they could try to work something out to where I'm home every day. But none of these options were available when I applied. Trucking companies are known to lie to people about stuff, and I wasn't gonna sit here and be like, okay, maybe I should give it another try. I wasn't even gonna take the risk because the equipment was crappy. So I went to Jacksonville, dropped off the truck, and I went home and I finished packing up my apartment and putting stuff in storage, and I was applying for jobs. There was quite a few companies that I applied to. Because I don't have a place to go home to, and Crete has like a 21-day out. I might as well just stay out for the 21 days. Hopefully they could get me to Maryland so I can see my daughter. I'm sorry if that video or if this video is a little bit confusing, because at the time I was running on fumes and I was really tired. Hopefully the rest of the video makes sense, and if not, you will be seeing future Bianca, which is technically the next day, back again. Now I'm with Crete. Hopefully I can make enough money to get back on my feet. I'm over the road and I'm supposed to run all 48 states, including New York City, but they said that if you don't want to run in New York City, you have to talk to your asset manager and do all this other stuff, because I'm not about to get stuck in New York City and have to call the police and have to back up. New York City is just not a place where trucks should be, especially a sleeper. Right now, my tractor is over 400,000 miles, and this window curtain, I only have it on the driver's side. The passenger curtain is going to be ordered tomorrow, so that's going to be fixed, and I'm waiting for my truck to get into the shop now, so that's a good thing. And then my windshield has about a quarter size crack in it, so they're going to have to replace my windshield. If it's nothing that will be like a DOT violation, then they won't replace it, but the guy said that they might go ahead and replace it. It's actually a lot bigger, but it will not let me focus in on it zoomed in. The dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. I feel like right now I'm probably just rambling and I'm not making any sense. I guess I'm just gonna end this video here, and I will talk to you guys in maybe a couple days or a week. Maybe I will film some about my first week with Crete. Anyways, I'm just rambling all over again. I'll see you guys later. Bye.